What is up, guys, and welcome back to the channel. Guys, we here with a new and special request. After checking out geography now Spain and some facts about Spain, had a some subscriber send me this channel, Spain Revealed, to learn more about Spain. And we got life in Spain, expectations versus reality. So we finna check this out. Y'all make sure y'all hit that subscribe button, send me more recommendations, and let's see some expectations versus reality.
Sticking with tapas for a sec, somebody else said they're excited about constantly going on tapas crawls.
Olé.
Now, I feel somewhat responsible for creating this image of Spain.
What have you done?
Are we constantly going on tapas crawls?
Again, definitely not.
We could though, if we wanted. There are tapas bars and we can crawl.
Spot.
So the other day I posted a question on my Instagram asking my followers what they would most love about living in Spain. And I got a lot of the kind of usual suspects, excitement about the wonderful tapas, the cheap alcohol, the sense that it's more about living to work rather than working to live, the wonderful Spaniards and their attitudes. And I thought, is Spain really like that? Is it like the expectations that we have? Or is the reality, well, not?
So today we're taking your expectations for life in Spain and see if they really match up to reality.
So venga, let's go. Hey Spain lovers, welcome back to Spain Revealed, the channel where we destroy all your dreams about living in Spain. No, not really. But this one we do want to kind of go through and give it a dose of reality and talk about that. You know, I am in love with Spain. I'm still kind of starry-eyed about this country, been here for 10 years.
And I'm a Spaniard, so maybe I can give you a bit of a dose of reality.
Okay, so she born and raised, and he's been there for 10 years. I think that's always good. He sounds like he's from a different country in Europe, though. He still sounds like he's from Europe.
Been here for 10 years.
And I'm a Spaniard, so maybe I can give you a bit of a dose of reality.
And if we do agree on something, that we agree that the expectation is true, we're gonna squeeze this. So why have I got this thing? Well, so 2 years ago we went to a dress-up party and I dressed up as El Pollito de California.
Olé.
He's a blonde flamenco singer from California who came here, I think in the 70s or 80s, had a couple of hits, and I dressed up as him by putting a rubber chicken in my top pocket because I couldn't find any other thing to wear. And so anyway,
What are these guys you want?
that's what this is. Okay, the first one we're gonna go. One of the comments we got is somebody is excited about living in Spain because they want to work to live, not live to work.
Great.
And croquetas was the
Eso.
other thing. So croquetas are great, right?
Yeah.
But on the work front, things are a little more complicated. So I'm gonna go through a few more comments we got on this topic. People said Spain is great because it's less work focused, better work-life balance, no pasa nada, late suppers, spur of the moment plans, and not planning too far in advance. So a lot of people are expecting to come here and not work too much. That's what I'm getting, Yoli. What are your thoughts?
For you.
I feel like it might have been like they were probably saying it, you know, how it is in America when you're working 40, 60 hours. You know, y'all probably working maybe less or right at that, you know, but it's not, I guess, to the point where it's super stressful, you know. But here in America, like, it's like if you don't work, you don't eat type of thing. And it's more geared towards more work versus family. So, but I do understand, like, I think the people that probably comment, they probably got great jobs, love their job type of things, you know. But I definitely agree, yeah, because I've seen a lot of videos and know that here in the States, it's definitely living to work.
Spaniards actually work more than many other countries in the world, especially our European neighbors. We work longer hours and also are less efficient. How about that?
I have a statistic here. It says the average Spaniard worked 1,665 hours in 2013, more than people in Germany, which was 1,388, or France, which is 1,489.
Or I just thought about what I said, is work to live. Never mind. We work more than we live. Never mind. Don't come for me. Don't come for me. That slipped out the wrong way. I was looking at the words down there.
I have a statistic here. It says the average Spaniard worked 1,665 hours in 2013, more than people in Germany, which was 1,388, or France, which is 1,489. And you also said less productive. So I
Yeah.
also saw that. So there was less productive, which I kind of understand.
Okay.
Like, I do get the sense that days are very long here, but they're not necessarily, in certain work senses, very intense. So
Yeah.
should we stick with the croquetas?
Croquetas.
All right, moving on. Okay, number 2, community was a big one that came through. So people said strong community ties and family is important in Spain, the value of families and friends over work, and the lifestyle that focuses on community and relationships. Now, I guess what I'm going to say is I know a lot of Spanish people who often are calling their parents often or going for lunch every Sunday. Look, your brother still lives with his parents.
Oh yeah, my brother has very strong family ties.
and when it comes to community, you know, in this building, we talk to the neighbors and things like that. So I can see that. What do you think, Yoli?
Okay, well, I can see that too. I mean, family.
I feel like we're not going to squeeze the chicken on this one.
Family is very important for Spaniards, definitely.
That's
and
good.
we do, you know, go and see them. I do feel that depending on the country, it might change a little bit. I mean, in New Zealand, we saw your parents a lot as well. Maybe even more than my parents. I read that in Germany, for example, people don't go to see their parents so much.
Any Germans out there, go and visit your parents. Be like a
Please.
Spaniard. So it's a little complex.
Yeah.
Okay, the next
Okay, I like that. I like that. Definitely, communities, strong community ties, definitely important. Definitely important.
go and visit your parents. Be like a
Please.
Spaniard. So it's a little complex.
Yeah.
Okay, the next one. Living outside the house and not inside the house. Now, someone also said late evening walks in the barrios. Now, certainly the idea of the walk, of the evening walk, the paseo, that is a big thing. And, you know, I remember when we moved to New Zealand, Yoli, you said after 2 weeks, after 2 weeks, you said, I haven't left this house, we're staying with my parents, apart from being in a car. I need to leave the house on my feet. I need to see the street. You often say that. So I say
and
this
walk
is
the
important.
street because you would see it from the car. But
Yeah.
I just needed to walk on the street. Sometimes I do wonder as well whether this is related to suburban life and living in the city center, where people do tend to walk way more than if you're in the
But I
suburbs.
wonder how the weather is. How's the weather in Spain? You know, definitely. Me, I'm an indoors type of guy. You know, I'm not gonna lie. I played indoor sports as well, but depending on the weather, I do like every morning when I work out. I do have certain days where I do go out and walk every day, or not every day, but certain days that I go out and walk. It just depends on the weather, cause the Texas heat is different. I don't know how the Spain heat is. The Spaniard heat is.
Living in the city center, where people do tend to walk way more than if you're in the suburbs, and you need to get the car to go everywhere, and that also exists in Spain. My friends, for example, who live in Alcorcón, they don't really go for walks so much, or, you know, they are going to be driving a lot, you know, to go to the supermarket.
And connected to that, someone also said slowing down and eating al fresco in the summertime. We're going to give that the chicken, right?
Okay.
Big roast
Ale.
chicken for evening, because we do that, right? We eat al fresco.
We do
eat
that,
outside.
unless it's snowing outside.
Unless it's
which
snowing.
happens in
Well,
Spain
we'll talk
too.
about the weather. And I would just say what this person did say, which I thought was interesting.
Yeah.
All these wonderful things, the children playing outside, the older generation sitting on the benches, putting the world to rights, the laughter and the shouting, friends and family around the terraza, and then they said, and not a smartphone in sight.
Ooh.
What are you going to tell us about that, Yoli?
We are
what
so-
dreams of our life in Spain are
I'm
you
gonna
going to bust?
crush your dream about us not being connected with the internet. We love our iPhones and smartphones, and we can't get enough of them.
I have a statistic.
I feel like that's everybody. You know, everybody got a phone. Most times, you know, people playing games on their phone. So I feel like when it comes to phone, everybody on their phone. Even when you're out and about, sometimes you just gotta check your phone.
That according to an annual market report, I think from a year or two ago, Spain has the highest rate of cell phone penetration in any country. 88% of Spaniards possess a cell phone, and for 94.6% of Spaniards, the cell phone is the most frequently used device to access the internet. So I think that is a big not chicken, right?
Not chicken at all.
Guys, something that you can't see behind the camera is there is a couple of lights, because I'm really trying to up the whole professional production side of this YouTube channel and understand the camera better. We've always been a bit on auto for everything so
all the
far.
time.
And in the past, Skillshare has sponsored a couple of videos, and they're actually sponsoring this one as well. And for those of you who don't know, Skillshare is an online learning community which has wonderful classes for creative, for curious people. And so the other night when Yoli was watching Netflix, I was actually sitting doing a course by this guy called Justin Bridges, who's a professional photographer, and he has this amazing course on how to get the most out of your camera. I think it can really make these videos kind of take them up a notch. So if you're looking to develop your creative skills, whether just to get lost in creativity or develop yourself professionally, Skillshare really is, guys, a treasure trove. And it's not just a learning platform, it's a community. You know, you can get into discussions with people on there, with other people who are doing the same courses as you. And so the first 1,000 people who click the link in the description, they will get a free trial of Skillshare Premium memberships. And then after that, it's about $10 a month. So click that link, start learning. We'll see you over there, and let's get back to the myth busting. Now, it wouldn't be a myth-busting Spain episode if we didn't talk about the siesta. And there were quite a few comments about that. And so there was someone said midday naps, cheap wine and tapas, the socializing, the food, and the siestas if possible. Are we still siesta-ing, Yoli?
No. No, look, again, depends on your lifestyle. If you're retired, go for it. And I'm sure that a lot of retired people have their siesta every day, including my mom. I do have a siesta whenever I can. I mean, life gets busy, so, you know, from Monday to Friday, not so much.
There's an article that said, and I quote, "The siesta is now as alien to most Spaniards as it is to the foreigners who package it into their image of Spain. Almost 60% of Spaniards never have a siesta, while just 18% will have a midday nap perhaps," which...
I ain't gonna cap to you. I definitely have a siesta because I gotta get a nap in, you know, probably because when I work out in the mornings and, you know, come do videos and all that, I need that siesta. I ain't even gonna lie. You know, I mean, I would like for it to be shorter than what it is, but sometimes it just hit me. I just lay down, and the rest is history. You know.
Never have a siesta, while just 18% will have a midday nap perhaps, which
the retired
percentage.
People.
So not many siestas, but you can have a siesta if you want, and it will be accepted, and it will make you live longer, and it will be wonderful. I think that deserves a chicken just because you should have a siesta if you can.
Exactly,
right?
like just yeah,
do it.
Integrate it in your life.
Exactly, even if we can't here in Spain. So someone also said in Spanish, they said seguridad y estabilidad económica, security and economic stability. So on the security side, I mean, New Zealand's a pretty safe place, so I don't have a lot to compare to, and that's the other place you've lived in.
Yeah.
But I would say that I had a boss who was English, and he said he never felt aggression in Spain. He always felt really, really safe when he compared it to, say, living in London or something like that. So I would say the chicken is falling off my lap. I would say I have never felt unsafe in Spain. I would say that, you know, in 10 years, never ever. You know, never ever ever. So what about the economic side, Yoli?
Well, I think that Spain kind of lurches from crisis to crisis. So I think that during the boom times, it's great, and of course you have that stability, but then we do go through crisis often-ish. So during those times, it's kind of hard and it's not that stable. But of course, I guess that it depends on what...
We all be having crap. I don't think, but I know we in a recession right now.
During those times, it's kind of hard and it's not that stable. But of course, I guess that it depends on what country you come from.
And I think one thing I would say that if you're looking to move to Spain, but maybe you're going to still be working for you know, clients internationally and things like that, then maybe you're not as dependent on the economy.
And then, yeah, well, it's great. Very stable.
That's amazing. Yeah, very stable and very safe. Chicken for you guys. Okay, the next one. Somebody said that they love the late nights in Spain, late eating, and I'm going to give that a big chicken from my point.
You love
the
it.
whole concept of chicken is really kind of getting a little bit diffuse now. So examples were, someone said being able to have a cup of coffee in a bar or cafe at 10 p.m. I mean, you'll never sleep if you do, but another person said late dinners so you can fully enjoy the afternoons and the evenings. Look, I do love sitting in a terrace at 11 p.m. at night. You know, it's summer, so it's warm, and they're getting into the cliche on the weather, and there's children playing, and everybody's out and about. I love that. It is a big part for me, but Yoli, give us a dose of reality. I feel like we need it.
I'll tell you that we're a little bit sleep deprived as a result, and that's not great. If you are hanging out until 11 p.m. or, you know, midnight, and then you need to get up to go to work at 6 a.m.
Because people do get up at 6 a.m. and go to work, right?
Yeah, we do.
It's not like we're all staying
we do
at work
work very long hours, remember? And we start early. So you're going to be exhausted. So, I mean, you know, it's
that's definitely, I would say the late eating, that's definitely a weekend type of thing when you know you're off of work and stuff. Cause I mean, I ate late before, you know, even cooking dinner, I cooked late before. But staying up late, it hurts you it hurts you, especially if you got work in the next 5 hours.
And we start early, so you're gonna be exhausted. So I mean, you know, it's not great. But there is a bit of a conflict because the country is organized in the way that maybe primetime TV is at midnight.
So yeah, there's a lot of different things out of sync. There are people starting to go to bed earlier, get up earlier, but then they're missing primetime TV if it's at 11 p.m. at night. So it's all a bit out of whack now, right?
And Netflix is fixing all of that.
Great, Netflix. Thank God
Thank
for
you.
Netflix. So another one we got a comment about are the slow lunches, those lovely, luxurious Spanish lunches that start in the afternoon and go into the evening. And it is a really powerful concept and something I love, our big, long Spanish lunch. So, you know, I do love those, but
that was a beautiful scenery right there.
Powerful concept and something I love, our big, long...
Dang, they eating nice. And look at, they can just walk over to the beach, to the water over there. Dang.
Spanish lunch. So, you know, I do love those, but it's not fully like that every day, right, Yoli?
It's not happening every day for sure. A lot of people will take their lunch to work. Again, you know, from Monday to Friday, life is completely different, right? I will try to cook something and then maybe put it in a Tupperware and heat it up at work.
The other thing I do remember, you know, being in the States and the waiter would come up and be like, yeah, guys, can I get you anything else? I'm like, no, we're good. And I'd been living in Spain for a while, so I thought that was meant like, yeah, we'll leave us alone. They're like,
we'll stay here for hours.
Here's
now.
the bill straight away. So they will not try and turn a table in Spain.
Not
that
so
is
much,
lovely.
no.
Yeah, not so much. All right, moving on. Now, connected to the comment and the expectation around long, slow lunches, we also got quite a few comments about the sobremesa. So the comments that we got about the sobremesa, so you can hear them. Someone said sobremesa and the long late evenings. Someone else has said quality time together, long sobremesa. So this is a strong concept for people. Well, first of all, what is the sobremesa?
Well, the sobremesa is you have had lunch, you had your dessert, and then you just stay there and maybe liquors start coming up. So maybe people will drink, I don't know, like a G&T or some herbal sort of licorice thing. And you just stay there for 2-3 hours just chatting away. So again,
you gotta let that food digest. Hey, you know, if I get super full, I'm probably coming to take a nap. I ain't even gonna cap.
And you just stay there for 2-3 hours just chatting away. So again, not from Monday to Friday, but they do happen during these really long lunches.
Next one, there were quite a few comments about day drinking. Day drinking. Someone said, you know, the day drinking culture is what I want. And they said, you know, just day drinking was all they said, just those two words.
Day drinking.
Now, how much day drinking do we do, Yoli?
It's quite rare, actually. I mean, maybe, let's say, I do it every couple of months, maybe, you know, or during the weekend. Again, Monday to Friday, different story.
Connected with a lunch, maybe, or something
exactly,
like that.
yeah. So, you know, if you had that very long lunch and then the sobremesa, of course you're gonna have a glass of wine or 2 or 3.
But I think people think you and I day drink a lot more than we do. Someone said the other day on Instagram, there was some video of us having a glass of wine. They said, do you guys ever drink water? And maybe that's just because that's our brand and we're doing very well at promoting it. You know, they were commenting on an Instagram.
Oh, they have their own wine or something?
And maybe that's just because that's our brand and we're doing very well at promoting it. You know, they were commenting on an Instagram video and they were like, do you ever drink water? I mean, we drink a lot of water. We just don't put it all over
in front of the camera.
Yeah, it's just not like, here I am having a glass of water, guys, on
So much
Instagram.
fun.
Yeah.
But I would say also generally that it is way more acceptable probably in Spain to walk into a bar 11 a.m. and have a really small beer than it is in, say, Auckland, for example, right?
In your suit or something like that.
Exactly, yeah, during the working hours.
Yeah, totally. We had to hit it at some point, tapas. We've got a few comments on tapas, and we have a little bit of confusion and disagreement here.
Tapas.
So someone said, what did they say? Eating tapas nearly every meal. Now, I got a comment once on Instagram, and someone said, they were a little bit confused, and they said, are tapas the only thing you eat in Spain? I think this ties into the general confusion around tapas, and there is a video which we'll link up here about tapas and kind of what they are. But are we eating tapas with...
Check that out. So that's tapas? What is that? Mashed potato or potatoes? It ain't mashed. Hold up.
Tapas, and there is a video which we'll link up here about tapas and kind of what they are. But are we eating tapas with every meal, Yoli?
Definitely not.
Sorry. You will have tapas dinner at home sometimes where you're not going to say we're eating
multiple
tapas.
things?
You just, you know...
You're sharing the food.
Because if we made a tortilla de patata and 5 people came around, you're not going to give each person their little slice of tortilla. You're just going to cut it up and everyone goes in the middle. But we're not thinking about tapas. So I think that when we say we're eating tapas nearly every meal, I think it is true that we are sharing maybe more than in certain other cultures.
Yeah, we're more prone to sharing food.
I'm gonna have to check out the tapas video. I need to know what it really is. I need some details.
It's true that we are sharing maybe more than in certain other cultures.
Yeah, we're more prone to sharing food.
There we go. We got to the bottom of that one. Sticking with tapas for a sec, somebody else said they're excited about constantly going on tapas crawls. Now, I feel somewhat responsible for creating this image of Spain.
What have you done?
Are we constantly going on tapas crawls?
Again, definitely not.
We could though, if we wanted. There are tapas bars and we can crawl.
I mean, in Madrid, for example, you go to have lunch with your friends and you're gonna stay where you go, right? In one place, yeah, because it's enough food and that's it, and you stop moving around, right?
Why? Is that because of the size of the portions? Or
I would say so. So if the food is bigger and it's enough, you wouldn't go anywhere else. But I think it's very regional. So maybe in San Sebastian or in Sevilla, where you get tapas or pinchos. So maybe you go to a bar, you get your wine and a small dish, and then you move.
And the regional thing is, I think sometimes it can be easy to have one perception of a country that it's all kind of the same, and we'll get there with weather. But it does really change depending on where you're visiting, which is all the more reason to visit more of Spain.
So no chicken.
Yeah, I don't know. No chicken. Sorry,
Scrolls the chicken in a minute. Or really a couple of minutes.
Reason to visit more of Spain.
So no chicken.
Yeah, I don't know. No chicken. Sorry, I don't know what I'm doing. Now, obviously, good food was a big part of this, and for so many people, they're excited about that, and I would totally give that a big chicken.
Yes.
One person said, jamon every day, all day. Which, obviously a little tongue-in-cheek, or maybe not. You could do that. It may be bad for your health. But how often do we eat jamon, yoli, here in Spain?
It depends on how much you like it, right? So if you're a huge fan, I mean, I have friends who will always have a leg of ham in their place, and maybe 3 times a week they will have.
A day.
No, 3 times a week they will have a few pieces. But then vegetarianism is growing, for example, so those people won't be having any ham. Although
there we go. Yeah, I know what you're gonna say.
Well, I do have friends who would make an exception for ham. They might be vegetarian, but they will say, well, look, for ham.
Especially.
I'm the same way with bacon. I don't do too much sausage or nothing like that. Or pork, I don't do too much pork, but I make it an exception for bacon, and I have sausage patties, never mind. But I don't do too much pork though. But bacon, love it, gotta have it.
It's acorn fed because it's 100% acorns. But yeah, reality, we don't actually eat that much ham, right?
Not that much.
Whenever we buy ham, we go through it so quickly because it's so good that you'd be buying ham constantly. We do buy ham flavored potato chips.
Did they just have a whole leg?
Quickly because it's so good that you'd be buying ham constantly.
What in the world? Dang.
We do buy ham flavored potato chips. So good.
Ham flavor.
But yeah, so it's not ham all day, every day, although that would be possible if you wanted it to be, but it would have potentially an impact on your wallet or your health over a long term. So, but hey, we can all dream, right? Chicken for the dreamers. So obviously a big thing for people, guys, here was weather. The idea of sun, sand, and playa, the beach. And so a lot of people said, one of the things they're excited about in Spain is sunshine, being able to go outdoors in the evenings during winter, the stable weather, having a warm climate all year. I feel like this is an opportunity to kind of give people a little more texture around the whole weather thing, right?
Let's call it the great weather demystification.
Oh, I like that. Sounds like a thesis. So demystify the weather for us, Yoli.
Generally speaking, we would say that there is 3 types of climate in Spain. This general idea of lots of sunny days, and that's kind of the Mediterranean side of things, I guess. So
I honestly haven't seen a video that had snow in Spain or any rain.
Sunny days, and that's kind of the Mediterranean side of things, I guess. So Mediterranean, yes, definitely, more sun and softer climate, hot summers, warmish winters. But then there are 2 other types of climate. So we have the continental, which is the central Spain. So here in Madrid, for example, you get very cold winters and very hot summers. And then we have also the Atlantic weather up north in the west, where there is a lot of rain and cloudy days, and it can get quite cold in winter. There you go, very varied.
Very varied. What about the famous personality of the Spaniards? We got a lot of comments about this, so let me read a few to you because this was really popular and common. El cariño de la gente, the lovingness of the people, the energy, people are interested in real life versus so much digital consumption. We've dealt with that one. The attitudes of the people. I love that work is the last topic of conversation. That is true. Work is the last topic of conversation. The beautiful chaos, the openness. Wow. I mean, there's some real rose-colored glasses here, but I will say that, there is a joie de vivre amongst Spanish people that I don't feel in the same in New Zealand, and that's something that I love. There is a friendliness and an openness to at least start a conversation.
Yeah. Well, definitely, I would guess that it's something that you actually see often that we are more kind of touchy-feely, and you know, it's not that we're gonna be your best friend like from the get-go, but it's true that we do have a certain sort of physical disposition as well, right?
And the closeness as well. You
Yes.
feel comfortable closeness. And that is one of the things that I love about it, that energy. And so I'm going to give it a chicken.
Go for it.
What did we miss? What did we get right? What did we get wrong? Let us know in the comments, guys. And if you want to hang out more with us at home as we talk about Spanish culture, there'll be some playlists appearing around here. Click on that and we'll see you in the next video.
I enjoyed this. This was real good. Definitely glad I got to learn some more about Spain. As y'all hear, my dog is barking, so finna go send him outside. He ready to go outside, but definitely enjoy this. Y'all make sure y'all send me more recommendations. Hit that subscribe button, and y'all be blessed, be the best, and be you. I'm out.